Hey guys, we are recording. I appreciate the company. Thank you very much. As usual, we got a camera on the balcony. It's close to sunset. And today's video is called Why Do People Tell Stories? Why do we tell stories? Yesterday's video was about romanticism, which kind of you set a storyline to set a setting, right? But today I want to focus more on why we got to focus on the storyline. The purpose of a story, I think, in the end of the day, is to materialize something, right? To bring something into reality, right? Which is why you got to pay attention to the storyline. There's so many storylines going on. We don't really, I think, maybe pay attention to all of them. We got an inner monologue and monologues going around us, and then we got streams of feeds of social media, whatever, coming through that we don't maybe always pay attention to what's really, what is the storyline, what is the most important storyline. And that's the thing I've talked about, consciousness. Where is consciousness? Consciousness, spending time without a storyline, I think. Spending time without a storyline. Also, I think stories, because they tend to generate something material, right? But you see, yeah, maybe we got enough. Maybe we got to slow down a little bit and use time with our consciousness, which I find interesting. Remember, I'm just freestyling here with random thoughts on this subject, and I find interesting. So help me out if you do too. But stories have a purpose and a function all in itself while they play out. So pay attention. And that's the thing, because we jump into stories, right? We are putting our attention. We're so busy having a story, I think, ourselves. We always have a story. Isn't there always a story going on? It all starts with a story. Isn't that true? It all starts with the story. You could tell the story in different ways, right? Some people use CGI, right, to sell the property, right? This could all be CGI. Imagine, and we'll have condos everywhere, right? You get the rooftop, right? And then we talk, and then it ends up in reality. The more we talk, the more it comes into reality. But as we're talking, we're not that conscious, I think. Which is something I'm just pointing out to pay attention to. I'm trying. And we do that by being conscious. Yes. That is really the message that I'm coming with here, gentlemen. Stories manifest, and we should not. That's why, because we're so quick. Everything, because every story has an effect, like some kind of gravity in our lives, like we're throwing magnets out everywhere. That's what I'm thinking. So, skipping stories might be a good idea. When was the last time you skipped a story and waited for a better one? Because waiting, consciousness brings in, brings in a lot of good stuff, because you're opening up the opportunity for different perspectives. If you're letting, you need a flow, right? A flow, a vibe, a setting for your story to pay attention to. And you are in control of that. Man, I gotta admit, earlier today I felt like I could go really deep on all this stuff with the storyline. But we define it, right? Keep define. I think understanding stuff is all about defining what it is, right? And you could set a story, say, what is a story, right? Well, it's a continuous flow of words, but also there's a tone and there's a subject, right? And there's a demand for attention in the end of the day, right? And you don't always need that. You don't need a story. You're not missing anything. Maybe the truth is that every time we're not conscious, we're really missing something. Which is just the price of being human, boys. The story don't have to be extravagant, colorful, and exciting. No. The story has to make sense in the long run. That's the story you gotta hold on to, I think. What I'm just figuring out right now, trying to make this YouTube video. We're at 6 minutes and 20 seconds. If you did make it this far, please hit the like button and let me know if you find it interesting, puzzling about things like this, because I do. There's no need to jump headfirst into a story, your own story or other people's story, before you've set the rules for the tone, the vibe, and you have so many options. That's the whole point. If you give yourself the time, the options will come to set yourself in a perspective to set the tone, to understand the subject and have that story. Because every story leaves a scar, right? Every story leaves a scar or affects your waves, the waves in the universe, like some kind of magnetic dust on your life trail. Pay attention to the stories, boys. Is my theory. It's my theory today. In this very video today, that's my theory, that I'm trying to spend at least 10 minutes giving it the best I got. The best I got. Why people tell stories. So understanding also that not only yourself, but anyone jump into stories head first. Right? They jump into their own stories head first. Where will this story take me? I'm not sure yet. And they listen to other people's stories. Blind faith. Where will this story take me? And do I have to reply to this story? I find it interesting. And the story don't have to be complicated. It don't have to be extravagant. Your story, a story should not be a race. Isn't that true? How do we define a good story? Because like we talked about in yesterday's video, how romanticism is you setting a storyline, a setting for some kind of quality that you've invented that you'd be satisfied with. I don't know. Something like that, right? A storyline to spend time with. Attention span is a practice that I need to spend more time doing. Note to self. This is me taking note to self. Remember, this is a man standing in front of a green screen, kind of sweating on my balcony, trying to make a video about why people tell stories. And I'm getting the angle on, you see, setting a tone for these stories, right? Doing some quality management on these stories, but also just realizing that you don't need the stories. You have to define the path of all your stories and realize the effect they have. That's my message. I don't think I can go deeper on this. I'm going to review this video with being very critical and see if it passed the inspection for today's upload. And we can continue the conversation tomorrow. Thank you for watching. See you on the tripod, gentlemen.